Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Shannon Malkin Daniels, one of the co-founders of SOW Victory Fest. And today I am going to be joined by the fabulous Lynda Sunshine West, who is a multi-time #1 international bestselling author, a book publisher, a red carpet interviewer, and a master community builder. And today we are going to be talking about how to build a community of collaborators. Very excited for this today. Hello, welcome. Who else is excited for this episode today? I know I am. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your snacks, whatever you need, because we are ready to bring Lynda Sunshine West right up to the stage. Welcome.
Hello. I'm excited to be here today and excited to talk about community. As I was sharing with you before we got started, that community is one of my essence words, which means that's part of who I am. And so this is a topic that is really, really dear to my heart.
Yay, me too. So why don't we, before we get started, just take a minute, tell our audience a little bit about yourself.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. 30 seconds. Here it goes. I grew up in a very volatile, abusive, alcoholic household. At 5 years old, I ran away and I was gone for an entire week. I'm not going to tell you where I went until we come back. But what happened in that week when I was gone is something really solidified inside of me. The belief that nobody wanted me around, the belief that nobody loved me, the belief that nobody wanted me. Why is this important? Because as we're building community, it is all about people wanting us to be around and supporting us. And so this is what I love to do today. So excited to talk today about, I've got a huge story, but I'm only going to share a little bit of it today.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing more about your story and having you share that with your audience, and appreciate you opening up and talking about this and sharing it with our audience. And so to kick things off, I'd like to just go ahead and jump right in and talk about community a little bit, because community is a word that we all know, but everyone kind of has their own contextual meaning to it. So what does community mean to you, and what is that meaning? How does that meaning relate in your context of your life and some of what you've already shared with us?
Yeah, community, it means a lot to me because, we as human beings, we have this sense of wanting to belong. And now, what are we belonging to? Are we belonging to a community that is positive, uplifting, motivational, inspirational, something that's going to help us to move into our highest self of who we truly are? Or are we in a community that's bringing us down and it's making us feel downtrodden? And I lived the majority of my life up until age 51 in that toxic environment. And those were the communities I was surrounded by. Now at age 51, what changed in me is that I was driving to work one day and I was like, what is this life about? What is my life about? What is this planet all about? And my answer came that day when I got to work. And it was that, I hired a life coach and she helped me to discover who I am and what I'm all about. And it put me on this path, this journey to finding positivity, finding that light, that light in others, finding that light in myself and starting to believe in myself. And what happened was, because I was in these positive environments, I became a positive person. Through community is what helped me to move into that state of mind, which that's where now my mind is in the positive mind, probably about 95% of the time. But it was through the community that I joined that helped me to get there. Now, I did take the steps, but if it wasn't for the community, I might not have known what positivity was like. And so it's such an important piece of my life and has completely, completely transformed my entire life.
Yeah. And as someone who has studied communication and mindset and how our thoughts and feelings shape our perception of the world and how they affect our responses to stimulus around us and people around us, I completely hear where you're coming from. You need to be in a community that is going to drive you to where you want to be, not where you feel like you're stuck that you are. And so many people feel like, oh, well, this is how I am, so these are the people I need to be around. No, you can retrain your brain for positivity. You can shift your mindset. We could go into a whole different discussion here about your neurological firing patterns and all of that stuff. But yes, absolutely. I think it's wonderful that you found that you were able to work with a coach who brought that out in you, and you've now transformed your life and are within a community that is supporting that positive change for you. I think that's absolutely beautiful. And
Thank you. And it just the process there is making a decision, right? Deciding that I wanted to change because I had been in that pattern for 51 years, negativity. I ran away at 5. I had 49 jobs, which was basically like running away, right? It was pattern after pattern after pattern that I had in my life. And I had to decide that I wanted to be in a different environment. And was it scary? Sometimes, but it was so exhilarating to be surrounded by positive people. And that's what I decided I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So it's all about making that decision. I'm going to just share really quickly. I wrote down, I created my own acronym for the word decide. And that is to determine what you want to do. And then the E is to educate yourself on what you need to do to effect that change. And then the C is to collaborate with others who want to help you succeed. And then imagine yourself achieving that success that you truly desire. And then devote yourself to that change. You've made a decision, devote yourself to that change. And the last one, E, is to empower yourself with the tools that you need to take the action, decide, and live your life and change your life.
I absolutely love that. We are going to have to post that on our social media if you're okay with that, and share that out
Definitely.
with our audience. That's a wonderful acronym. And yes, thank you, Zeph. I agree with you. Loving this share, Lynda. Thank you so much. So I want to kind of move into a little bit of a different outlook on community. At SOW Victory Fest, we have 4 tracks that we're focusing on. 2 of those tracks happen to be community and collaboration, the one that we're talking about today, but another is mental health and wellness. And that's a very, very important topic right now, especially with COVID. And I actually see the 2 as being very, very closely intertwined. So how important has community been for you, especially to maintain that positivity that you've talked about, that you finally found in your life? So how important has community been for you, and in general throughout COVID and lockdowns and being separated from being able to get in person with people?
Yeah, it's been instrumental in again deciding what I wanted to do with my life, but recognizing that I had moved into a state of depression. It was a very mild state of depression, but I didn't know it until I was coming out of it. So before COVID, BC, right? Before COVID, I had been putting on events. I put on over 100 events myself. I love, again, bringing communities together. So I had been putting on these in-person events, and I was having a blast doing it. One of my events had 3,500 people in attendance. That was like, whoa, I did this, And when COVID hit, I had my next in-person event scheduled for that Saturday, like they did lockdown, and that event was scheduled for Saturday. So I had to cancel it. And I canceled it. And I started seeing that I was missing being with my people, of course. And I saw some of my friends were putting their in-person events online. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and move my event online. So I hosted that first online event, 3 weeks after the lockdown. And again, I didn't really know what was going on inside of me until that moment that everybody started showing up on my screen. And I was like, here they are, they're hopping onto Zoom. And I had an immediate surge of energy. And it was like I was injected with this energy bubble, and boom, there I was. I was on fire, so excited to be with my people again. And it didn't matter that they weren't in person, because energy is energy. And I got energy from them and I gave them energy. And it was all this positive energy, people wanting to be surrounded by other positive people. What's fascinating about it is that my local community of in-person meetings turned into a global community, because now people could join us from all over the world who are experiencing different experiences. So it was instrumental in my own mental state of mind to realize that I needed to hop onto as many Zoom calls as I could, because that's where I got my energy from. And that's where my positive state of mind was able to stay in a positive state of mind.
Yeah, similar to you, I am a people person. And in general, humans, we are tribal animals. People don't like to look at ourselves as animals, but we are animals and we are a human species, and we're very tribal in nature. And we need that tribe. We need that connection. We need that community to help pull us together, to lift us up, to make us feel happiness and joy and have a sense of purpose in helping one another. And so you're right, when COVID hit, so many people withdrew. It was really easy to withdraw and kind of stay in your bubble. And then we started to see people getting more and more and more depressed and more lonely and sad. And the piece that was missing was the community. And technology, I, being a communication nerd, I have love-hate feelings about technology and how it affects our communication. But to agree with you, I feel like there's so much that technology has granted us in the way of opening our world up to this global audience and being able to meet new people and connect with people we couldn't have done because time and distance separated us. And through SOW Victory, that's one of our goals, is to create this global community of women that can all come together and meet one another and support one another, and not just have it be the event and it's done, but how do we keep this going? How do we keep that engagement? How do we keep people communing with one another beyond just attending the event? Because that's what drives us. That's what creates excitement. That's what makes us happy. And again, like I said, that's what creates purpose and helping and connecting with other people. And it drives our mental health in a positive direction in so many ways. So just like you, so many people have been doing Zoom calls and attending these online virtual events, and hosting online virtual events is a way to continue to build community and connect with their community as we move through this difficult time.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. And so another question that I have for you is, as a communication nerd, actually, no, let me back up. I want to talk a little bit about how do you decide what type of community you want to create? Because we've talked a lot about different communities. And before I dive more into the technology side of it, if we have some time, I'd like to explore, you talked about finding this positive community that you became part of and really changed your life and helped you to stay on this positive road and stop running away. So how did you choose which community you wanted to be part of, or what kind of community that you wanted to build? Because that's a really difficult thing for people. It can be overwhelming. There's so many communities, especially online right now.
Yeah, this is the reason I'm kind of chuckling on this, because I didn't decide on that community. It was interesting because I worked with my life coach for 5 months. And at the end of the 5-month period of time, it was January of 2015, I decided that I wanted to do something different with my life, because I was learning about positivity, about, my own mental state of mind and how do I keep positive myself. So I was learning all these different things about myself. And January 1st of 2015, I woke up that morning and I decided I was going to do something different. I realized I had so many fears. So I decided to break through a fear every single day, the entire year, 2015, 365 fears a day. I did that a day. Yeah. And so during that process, my life coach, it was January of 2015, probably 15 days into it. Hey, I'm going to attend a vision board seminar. Do you want to go with me? I'm like, sure. I don't know what a vision board is, but yeah, I'll go. Because if my life coach told me I need to do something, I just did it. And so we were attending this seminar. And at the end, the last speaker was absolutely incredible. He's an international motivational speaker. His name is Greg Reed. And he talked about his event that he was putting on, and it cost $1,500 to attend. And so my life coach, she was like, are you going to attend the event? I'm like, are you kidding? I'm not going to pay $1,500 to go to an event. That was ridiculous. And she said, I'm going to go. And she said, if I can get you a discounted ticket, will you go? And I'm like, okay, because I didn't think she could do it. so
Mhm.
so she came back. She said, I got you 50% off on your ticket, only 750. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. I can't afford this. But she was like, no, you don't understand. You have to be there. She just stared me in the face and she was like, you have to be there. And I realized that she saw something in me that I didn't see. And I needed to show up because she believed in me more than I believed in myself. So I showed up, and that was the greatest gift I have ever given to myself, was to say yes to something that scared the crap out of me and show up at that event, because that is the community that started everything I'm doing. From the red carpet interviews, I've interviewed stars on the red carpet. I mean, it was so exciting. That was because of this one event. It was through this event that I started writing my own collaboration books and became a book publisher, because of that one event, because I said yes to that community. Very positive, forward looking environment, motivational environment that really motivated me to take action. And as you can see, I'm very animated because, oh my gosh, this is the thing that changed my life. So, how do you find that community? Sometimes you don't find it, it finds you. And that's what happened for me. But sometimes you're like, you know what? I want to be surrounded by a specific type of person, because these types of people are going to help me to get the results that I want. There's a saying, we're a reflection of the 5 people we hang out with the most. So, who are those 5 people you're currently hanging out with? Are they serving you? And if not, who do you want to hang out with? Find those people, find your ability to connect with those people so that you can move forward. And that's what happened for me. I'm so grateful it happened for me, because if that scenario had not happened, I would not have gone.
Yeah.
And look what I would have missed out on.
Yeah.
Totally.
There's so many nuggets to take from that, and so much to unpack. And one of the things there, I'll kind of go backwards a little bit, is hang out with the 5 people that you want to be like, right? And I've heard that before too. Don't hang out with the audience or the type of people of where you are, if unless where you are is where you want to be. If you want to be somewhere else, find those people that are where you want to be, or doing what you want to be doing, or thinking the way you want to be thinking, and surround yourself with those people and spend time with those people. And that's how you start to change your destiny and your mindset, and the type of people you're surrounding yourself with can really lift you up, or can really tear you down. So you have to be mindful of that. So I think that's a great nugget. And then I
Well,
love that
I want to
oh
say something on that before you go to the next thing, is that, we often say, I'm looking for like-minded people, like-minded people. Well, here's the thing. If all I was looking for was like-minded people when I was as a negative person, I'd still be a negative person.
exactly.
So I look for higher-minded people, people who can get me to the next
That.
level, whatever that is for me. So I just wanted to throw that in there, because I think that's important. Don't look for like-minded people, look for higher-minded people.
I love that. I think that's such a poignant way to put that statement is, we all have where we are and where we want to go. So looking for higher minded people that are in that place where we want to go can really
Yeah.
help us to get there. Yeah. And then you had talked about the driving force and your coach being the one like pushing you, and you going, oh, I don't really have the money for this. Can I really afford this? Can I really experience this? Can I do this? I'm so scared. Can I get out of my comfort zone, and letting fear hold you back? And a little bit of a prequel here. Lynda is going to be talking to us about breaking through our fears at SOW Victory Fest. She's going to be leading a discussion that you can all be part of during the event. So I'm very excited for that. But pushing past your fears, pushing past your comfort zone is really what's going to get you to that next level in your life and your career and whatever it is that you're looking to do. And we all need kind of that driving force behind us, right? That person that supports us, that loves us, that's prodding us and going, hey, you're great, you can be greater. You have this much more greatness in you. And hey, this is a victory. Let's celebrate another one and another one and another one. And really pushing you and being that driving force, that accountability partner, or that coach, or just your biggest cheerleader, whoever that may be. Surround yourself with those people that are going to help push you and see the potential in you, not pull you back and pull you down. So I think that's an important aspect of community, is making sure you're surrounding yourself with the right types of people. And then I loved how you said one event can change your life, because this event literally changed your life. And that's another thing we strive to do with this upcoming event. This is our inaugural year, but one of our major goals is to help empower women and change their lives for the better. And so we really want to look at how can we create this community and build this. And hey, Zeph, or SOW Victory TV. There you go. One event can change your life. Boom. I agree with that. So I think there's just so much great information you've shared with us today, Lynda. So as we wrap up, I'd like to know, are there any last nuggets of wisdom around community and collaboration that you would like to share with our audience today?
Yeah, definitely. Just decide who you want to spend your time with. If you're living your life and you're like full of drudgery, or you're sitting there thinking that, I can't really spend my time with those people. I didn't know how to get on a red carpet until I was in a community that helped me get there. It wasn't even on my trajectory. So keep your mind open to possibilities as people are showing themselves in your life. You grab onto that and learn as much as you can. And the last thing I'd like to say is it's through our relationships. I'm sorry, it's our relation points that create our relationships. It's those relation points that create those relationships. So how are you relating to people? Create that environment that you want and live the life that you truly want to live.
That's wonderful. And to quote the great Zeph Zan, boom, that's a mic drop. I don't even have anything to add to that. Thank you so much for being with us here today, Lynda. Really appreciate you sharing your story and your wisdom on community. And for all of you out there, Lynda does have an offer for you. You mentioned giving away a free book chapter. Do you want to just tell our audience real quick about that?
Yeah, definitely. It's a copy of my book called The Year of Fears. In 2015, I broke through a fear every single day, and I share my lessons that I learned, the 7 most important lessons I learned that will save you time and money. It is endorsed by Les Brown. So you can just go to theyearoffears.com and download your free copy.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for offering that to our audience, Lynda. And everybody, please join us for SOW Victory Fest. Remember, in the words of Lynda, one event can change your life. And that is our goal with this. We want to help change your life for the better. So we hope you'll all join us at SOW Victory Fest. You'll all join us for Lynda's session on breaking through fears. And we hope you all have a beautiful and wonderful day today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.